Matt LaFleur earned his stripes with a Packers demolishing of the Dallas Cowboys at the hands of Jordan Love, Matt LaFleur, Dontavian Wicks, and of course, the whole of Green Bay Packer Nation. Congratulations on this win, guys. Even though I'm not a diehard Packer guy, y'all deserved this. It showed. But without further ado, let's listen to Matt LaFleur give his thoughts. Right here on Roll Coverage with me, Nick. Let's go.
Hey, I thought it was all over.
Okay, I guess somebody earned their stripes with the demolishing of the Dallas Cowboys on live TV. Yep, that's you, Matt LaFleur. So I'm going to give you the podium. You deserve it. Jordan Love, Dontavian Wicks, and the rest of this team, the rest of Green Bay Packers Nation, cheeseheads and all, please relish in this moment. But let's give him some time to explain why.
That was fun. So proud of our guys. Just the mindset that they had coming down here and to put on a performance like that. Couldn't be happier for them. Certainly, we knew it was going to be difficult, and hats off to Dallas making it a game at the end of the game, and bad decision by me by pulling our guys and having to put them back in. But luckily, defensively, P making that sack, I mean, that was critical, and they bailed me out of a bad decision. So just couldn't be happier for our guys. Obviously, really excited about the next opportunity, going to San Francisco, playing against one of the best teams in the NFL, and we'll have our work cut out for us. And certainly, I don't know when we play, but assuming it's going to be on a short week, so we'll have to rest up. My heart hurts right now for JJ. It doesn't look good for him. So it's kind of bittersweet anytime you have a guy go out like that, and it's a tough thing to deal with. And just was with him in the locker room, and a lot of guys hurt for him right now.
Shout out to them. They did a fantastic game plan. The first half was a masterclass against the Cowboys. I think it's going to be getting Mike McCarthy fired, which is going to be great for y'all, going to be great for the rivalry. Possibly bring in a Bill Belichick or somebody like that, or even somebody crazy like a Nick Saban. Otherwise, the Cowboys are in a lot of trouble. McCarthy clearly can't win the big game. So they need to figure out what they're going to do moving forwards. Is Dak the guy? If he's not the guy, do you go trade and go get somebody else? There's a lot of opportunities you could really do. Some crazy trades that I've even thought of. But, man, to get past this Packer team, you're going to need a lot. So you better figure that out, Dallas, because this Packers team is here to stay.
So what do you make of having you have this first-year starting quarterback and you're playing this road playoff game against a team that's 8-0 at home? And he's out there just wheeling and dealing. What do you make of that?
Man, Jordan Love, wow. That's about all I can say, Pete, is wow. What he did and the poise he shows, the command he shows, the touchdown pass to Dontavian Wicks, it was an all-out look. We were obviously in an empty set. He had, I think it was Tucker, max protect, and that was a great job by Tuck and the rest of our offensive line. And for him to hang in there and get that throw, and Wicks made a hell of a catch. But those are things that you just can't necessarily. You can try to coach it, but what a moment for him. To me, that was a big-time play. It just shows the growth that he's had from his first start versus KC to now. Just so proud and happy for him. He's a dude. He is a real dude.
Dude, y'all got some real dudes all over that field, so don't even give me that. If you told me, okay, I'm going to be the first one to accept it like I've accepted before. I'm not a Packers guy. I wasn't a Jordan Love guy. I'm definitely not a Rodgers or a Favre guy. I can't stand them. I'll take, so many other quarterbacks. I'll take Kirk Cousins over both of those guys. I'm sorry. That's just a me thing. But this is the first time in my life that I finally am okay with, am excited, and am happy about really supporting the Packers moving forwards. I like LaFleur. I really like Jordan Love, to be honest, even though I was vehemently against him previously. He has showed me that, maybe the Packers are just kind of hiding him away for a long time. I did not expect the Packers to end up with a third straight potential Hall of Fame quarterback. I expect him to go to more than one Super Bowl and actually win more than one than Rodgers and Favre did. So if that's the case, and he can win too, he'll be the winningest, best coach in Packers history. We can finally put Rodgers behind us.
You step on him early and never let off, had a big lead throughout. At what point did you kind of realize on the sideline, okay, it's going to be a little bit of a different game with the big lead and having to manage that?
Did you lose your voice? Were you yelling too much?
Yeah.
I appreciate that, Ryan. Well, we came in at halftime, and I asked the guys, I said, hey, what's the score? And they all said 0-0. And I know it's one thing to say it, and it's another thing to go out and do it. But fortunately, we built a lead that was too big to overcome. And, I'm mad at myself for pulling our guys at the end of the game because I knew we probably shouldn't do it, I think. But I made the decision, and I regret it. But I think that's a learning moment, and I'll learn from it and get better for it.
It's that bad. Not bad to pull them. I understand it made the Cowboys score look a little bit better. You could have really had a 42-20 score or a 48-20 score, whatever the hell. But it doesn't really matter. It just makes the Cowboys feel a little bit better. I understand you want them to not score a point and everything like that, but the resounding win and the fact that people are not talking about the score, that they're literally like, oh, the Cowboys at the very end were able to finally put points on the board, so who cares? Really shows the Packers were just head and shoulders better than them on the field, and that's why it matters more. That's why I love the quote. Not about the X's and O's, it's about the Jimmys and Joes. Your personnel matters. It doesn't matter what your team is on paper. Clearly shown in, for example, my Carolina Panthers being able to actually contend with the Packers in a game, just because the Packers just happen to have a really bad game and the Panthers were actually able to stay close for once. That was literally our best game by far, and you still eclipsed that point total in the playoffs against one of the best defenses in the league, the Dallas Cowboys. So the game plan, everything from top to bottom, you guys did great. Sure, pulling your guys may have let the score get a little bit closer, but the win is what matters, and I hope all of your players are enjoying the day today. Hopefully they got the day off and can relax at least just one day. Just give them one day. That's it. That's all I'm asking.
Matt, do you get the sense that your guys thrive off of being doubted? Like, nobody expected you guys to win this game, and Jordan and Aaron seem to like that almost. Do you sense that?
I think there's a little bit of freedom with that in terms of how you go out and play. And, these guys, they went for it. And that's exciting to see. Every phase, I thought you could see it in the way we played, our play style, just how aggressive we were, really in every phase. And each phase contributed to the win.
Aaron Jones, you guys didn't have a 100-yard rusher the first 14 games of the season. Now he's done it 4 games in a row. We know what he means off the field. On the field, what is he doing?
I gotta call this out just real quick. Look at that little bit of a smirk. Maybe I'm overlooking it a little bit, but that looks like a little bit of a lip turn up there. He's real happy about Jones actually starting to tear it off towards the end of the year. I bet you this was planned.
Go well.
You guys see it, right, Matt? Just his ability to put his foot in the ground and just be explosive, make people miss. I can't say enough great things about the guy, the football player, what he means to our team, the leadership he brings. He's a rare guy. There are not many like him, just in how he encourages his teammates, how he uplifts his teammates. But I think you got to give it up to the offensive line, too. And it's not just those guys. It's really the other 10 men on the field. But it starts up front. I thought our tight ends really did a great job. I know on the one touchdown, Josiah had a great cut block on the backside. I think he got Parsons down. And the receivers, just their willingness to go in and dig out safeties and block at the second level. They're usually the difference, in my opinion, of springing a explosive gain into a touchdown. And those guys bring it, and they battle and they fight for one another.
It's been a frustrating season for Jones with the injuries, but he obviously feels fresh now. How much, as a play caller, does that just take the pressure off you to not have to manage him as much, maybe, since he is fresh, just kind of let him go?
Yeah, I mean, it's great, especially with such a dynamic player. And I think, sometimes it was a blessing in disguise, I would say, that he didn't have the wear and tear throughout the course of the season, because he's not the biggest guy. But pound for pound, I don't know if there's many tougher than him. And so I think, being here now, not having missing all those games and not having I guess he's got more tread on the tire.
Would Jaire have gone back in if it was closer? And what does it say about him to come up with that huge play after maybe? How much did he really push himself to get in playing shape after what happened?
Oh, he, like I said earlier.
Yeah, reports are that Jaire Alexander and is a wide receiver, another person basically went to LaFleur and said, "I'm playing in this game regardless of what I have to do." Now, Jaire is one of those players. When I think of the Packers, that's a player I think of. I think of defense. I don't think of offense. I don't think of Brett Favre. I don't think of Aaron Rodgers. I don't think of Dobbs or any of these dudes. These long-term pantheon of Packers players. I just think of that defense. I think of what you guys have on that side. That's how I've always thought of you guys. So Jaire is one of those guys that once you saw him come up at that play, I was like, this is Packers football. So, and again, that's somebody that is not a Packers fan, really. I've never been to a Packers game, never been a Packers supporter. I'm actually been one of the biggest Packers haters, y'all. But I have come around. Jordan Love, LaFleur, Rodgers being out of that organization has changed my entire view of them. And, of course, Jaire out there doing his thing is why I was watching. So
earlier this week, it was a freak deal. And I watched him in pregame. We still didn't know until we tested him out pregame whether or not he was going to play. And then I usually don't go out and early on watching guys warm up, but I went out to look at him, and I saw G-Money, Greg Williams, was putting him through some of the drills, and just to see his explosiveness, I was like, all right, I think this guy's going to be good. That was obviously a big-time play, just kind of setting us off. We go down, we have a long drive, go down and score, was it 8 minutes or something like that? And then he comes up with that big-time pick, and for us to go up 14 right off the jump.
And then eventually jump out to 20 because you guys missed the kick. Once you guys started that offense and it really started going and the defense showed up, it was over, man. The Packers shut the door on them, cut the cheese, whatever your analogy is. You guys did it through grit, through hard work, through determination, through guys like Jaire Alexander and, of course, Jordan Love.
I think that was pretty big.
It's hard to believe now that the first 15 games this season, no 100-yard receiver, and now 3 straight with 3 different guys. Today was Rome, obviously. Yeah. When you're this deep a receiver, can guys just kind of get forgotten about? I mean, he got open time and time again.
Well, I think defenses have to pick and choose, and so if you cover one guy, then it opens up the other guy. And I just think the depth that we have, I don't know if I've been around a team that can go with 6, 7 different guys. We made a tough decision sitting Malik tonight. That was not easy. I did not want to do that, but it was just kind of a numbers thing because that's how much confidence we have of him too. And he made some key plays for us a week ago. But Rome was on one tonight, and you could see it. Man, he's got great hands. I really think just going back earlier this year. Was it the Chargers game maybe when he made that touchdown grab, just the aggressive hands catch. We saw it versus New Orleans as well. But he's got an unbelievable mindset, and it was really cool to see that, come to fruition. We took a timeout early in this game. I think it was in the second quarter where he was coming out of the game, and I wanted him in for a specific play, burn the timeout, and put him back in, and he gets a 39-yard reception. So, but Rome is, he's he goes about his business and does a great job. Is it's fun to coach a guy like that, and he brings so much to our team.
What was it about the moment or the look where you wanted him on the field for that?
Well, it's just the play that we've been practicing with him for really a couple weeks. It just hadn't been dialed up, and we thought that based on some of the coverage contours they were playing, that it would be a good play for him. And there were a lot of good plays for him tonight, and he came through for us.
I buried the first part of my question. Is Jaire's ankle, is that considered serious? Would he have gone back in if it was a closer game?
I don't think.
Man, as soon as he went down and grabbed at that leg ankle kind of thing, I was worried. So I'm really curious of what he's going to say here. He's a integral part moving forward, especially if you want to win long term in the playoffs. So his availability moving forwards would be something for us to watch. They're playing the 49ers, though, so I have to give them a lot of slack to even really put them into the game personally, because I am sticking with my pick that the Super Bowl will be the Ravens 49ers. I agree with most people that that's where it's going to go. If you guys happen to upset them, though, and the Texans upset the Ravens, I can only imagine the pandemonium. So I'm giving you guys the opportunity. Go out there and get this game.
He would have gone back in, but I don't know. I think we'll know more throughout the course of the week, and hopefully he'll be okay to play, because he certainly brings a lot to our team. And it was cool to see him in a game of this magnitude go out there and play the way he did.
Matt, there was a timeout on the field right before Darnell's pick six. Was anything talked about on the sideline in terms of?
I really don't know.
What'd you think of the play, and just what were your thoughts when you saw him run?
Well, I was watching the play develop, and he obviously jumped the route, so I don't know if he knew what was coming. I didn't have a long conversation.
Yeah, dude, that pick six by Darnell Savage was just like, he jumped that route perfectly and was gone. It was beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. That is my favorite play in the game, is a pick six, so just poetry on the field.
About it, but it was obviously a critical play in this game, just to kind of flip the. I don't know I can't even tell you what the score was at that point, but yeah. So it put us up 27, and yeah, that just kind of allowed us to pile it on up to that point.
On the touchdown to Musgrave, Jordan said that was the same play as week 1 against the Bears.
It was.
Are you also, like Jordan, thinking just don't trip over yourself this time?
Yeah, we had.
That's just hilarious. Just that's a great moment right there. Calling back from week 1, man, that's something that you don't see a lot of young players do, especially quarterbacks. You're seeing a lot of young quarterbacks kind of struggle, but then you see a guy like Jordan Love, man, spent some time, developed, and now he's pulling plays back from week 1. That's special.
Had a cool moment in the locker room. Everybody celebrated the fact that he stayed up, and he was so proud of himself that he put the ball in his outside arm and finished through the goal line. And he is a great kid, man, and just great energy about him. I know he loves this game, and it killed him not being out there. I think he's so excited to be back out there, whether he's catching touchdowns or out there doing dirty work, run blocking. He's just got such a great energy. And really, I think I can say that about our whole team, is there is a different energy about our team. It's so much fun to come to work with these guys every day. And these guys do just the way they compete and push each other. And, I'm just happy for those guys.
And again, shout out to the Packers for providing this to us. Shout out to Matt LaFleur for getting up there and answering these questions and so much more. Packers fans, you guys got somebody. I didn't. I wasn't one of those people being like, man, Jordan Love is going to be something. I was one of those like, man, welcome back to reality. Just like the Lions went through. Oh, there goes gravity. You're back to earth with the rest of us. But nope, you guys got Jordan Love. It looks like smooth sailing ahead as long as he can stay healthy. I think that you guys probably will look to add another piece, probably a wide receiver to this, shore up that offensive line, and of course do everything that you can on the defensive side. But I think that what you guys have overall is going to be great to build for long term. That division as a whole is going to be just bananas moving forwards. I am absolutely expecting the Vikings, the Packers, the Bears, and the Lions to be involved in the playoffs a lot in the next 5 to 10 years. Minnesota's a quarterback away. The Bears are probably going to go get Marvin Harrison Jr. if they don't go get Caleb Williams, so they add probably a top 5 wide receiver in the first year. So yeah, it's going to be a crazy one, that division. But you guys are set up. Go Pack, go. My name is Nick. This has been World Coverage. Make sure you subscribe to our socials below. But if not, in the meantime, check out our other videos. Otherwise, have a great day. Peace.